Welcome to the bizarre and funny journey of how coding came to be. If you think coding started with nerds in dark rooms smashing keyboards, think again. Coding, in a way, started long before computers. Let's take a hilarious dive into its ancient roots, evolution into a language, and where it's heading next. Imagine a programmer from 3000 BCE, except instead of writing JavaScript, they're chiseling commands into stone tablets. Ancient Egyptians coded using hieroglyphics. If bird plus sun equals good weather might have been their version of an if statement. Over in ancient Greece, Pythagoras invented a logic machine to calculate triangles, essentially laying the foundation for algorithms. Back then, debugging meant literally smashing your work if it didn't add up. And let's not forget the Incas. They used quipus, intricate knots in strings, to store data. Yep, ancient data storage was a tangled mess. Fast forward to medieval times. The only code people knew was the kind used to unlock castles, also known as riddles. But believe it or not, monks were early programmers. Their illuminated manuscripts followed strict algorithms to replicate texts. If a monk missed a variable, the entire manuscript could go off the rails. Then came the invention of mechanical computers like the astrolabe and the automaton. Sure, they couldn't play Minecraft, but they could predict the stars or pour you a cup of tea if you wound them up right. Coding, as we know it, really kicked off in the 19th century with Ada Lovelace, the first programmer. Her notes on Charles Babbage's analytical engine were like ancient GitHub commits. Fun fact, Ada basically said, this machine could compose music, predicting Spotify way before the internet. The 20th century gave us punch cards, paper sheets with holes that basically said, hello world, to the first computers. Debugging here wasn't about fixing syntax errors, but making sure a moth hadn't jammed the machinery. True story. Today, coding languages are so advanced you can program an entire app while half asleep on coffee. But let's face it, coding still makes us cry when a missing semicolon breaks an entire project. And yet, with Python, JavaScript and AI tools like ChatGPT, hello, coding is now more accessible than ever. So what's next? Will coders be replaced by AI, maybe? Or perhaps coding will evolve into telepathic commands where you just think about an app and boom, it's built. But one thing's for sure, the journey from chisels to AI bots has been wild, and it's only getting wilder. In conclusion, while coding has come a long way, its heart has always been the same, solving problems in creative ways. From knots to punch cards to lines of code, the story of coding is proof that humans are just really good at telling machines what to do, sometimes with hilarious results. Enjoy this timeline of coding evolution, and remember, even ancient coders probably had syntax errors.